You, who are reading this message, are part of something much greater than you may have realized. In recent times, the world has experienced significant changes on various dimensions: spiritual, physical, emotional, and energetic. Many feel that something is happening, but few can fully understand what is unfolding. What is happening is a great awakening, and you are part of this process. Perhaps you have already noticed signs that your mission on Earth is higher, that you are not here just to live an ordinary life, but to fulfill a divine purpose. This is the moment to remember why you are here, your importance as one of the chosen ones, your contribution to the collective awakening, and the transition to the new Earth. The transition that Earth is undergoing is not just physical, it is also spiritual and energetic. You, as a chosen one, were called to assist in this process. The mission of the chosen ones is to raise the vibration of the planet, help humanity reconnect with its divine essence, and above all, prevent humanity from heading towards self-destruction. The concept of global destruction may seem extreme, but it is closely linked to the collective choices humanity makes daily. What many do not realize is that we live on a living planet, the Earth, which is also on its journey of evolution. And, like any being in evolution, it goes through phases of growth, adaptation, and transformation. We are now at the culmination of one of these phases. Earth is changing its vibration. We are moving into a new dimension, where the frequency will be higher, purer. This new Earth is not an abstract concept. It is a reality being created now by those who, like you, were called to participate in this great Ascension project. But to better understand this process, we need to go back in time a little and understand who the volunteers are, who the chosen ones are, and how this journey began. The Call: 3 waves of volunteers. Since World War II, a spiritual phenomenon of great importance has been unfolding, bringing to Earth an increasing number of souls with a clear and sacred purpose: planetary ascension. These special souls, often referred to as volunteers or chosen ones, are not simply ordinary beings seeking earthly experiences. They came from various parts of the universe, crossing dimensions and realities, with a divine call to assist humanity in this decisive moment in planetary history. Unlike the souls that reincarnate on Earth to resolve personal karmic issues, these volunteers are not here to balance their own debts or learn individual lessons. Instead, they were drawn by the planet's vibration with a specific mission: to raise Earth's energetic frequency and support humanity's transition to a new era of enlightenment and consciousness. This call intensified after the horrors of World War II, when Earth entered a critical period of its evolution. With the end of the conflict, humanity was at a crossroads: dive further into chaos, or open up to a new spiritual understanding. It was in this scenario that higher forces sent a special contingent of souls with ancestral wisdom and vibrational abilities. Each of them came equipped with spiritual gifts to help heal, elevate, and transmute the denser energies permeating the planet. These souls did not come by chance. They responded to an urgent call, knowing that Earth would need their help to navigate an era of unprecedented transition. These souls, these chosen ones, were divided into 3 major groups or waves of volunteers. Each wave has its own characteristics, its own energy, and its own role to play in the ascension process. Perhaps you recognize yourself in one of these groups, or perhaps you feel you share characteristics from more than one of these waves. The first wave, the pioneers. The first wave of volunteers began arriving shortly after World War II. These souls were the pioneers, the trailblazers, those who came to pave the way for future generations of volunteers. Many of you who are part of this wave feel a deep sense of disconnection from Earth. You may have a seemingly stable life, a good family, a solid career. But deep down, you feel that something is not right. You feel that Earth is a heavy place, full of suffering and violence, and often find yourself asking, why do people do this to each other? Why is there so much pain and negativity in this world? If you are part of this first wave, you may recall feeling from childhood that you did not belong here. Perhaps at some point in your life, you said to someone, "I want to go home," even though you didn't exactly know where that home was. This is a common feeling among the first wave volunteers. You instinctively know you belong to another place, a higher, purer reality, and this feeling of not belonging to Earth can be overwhelming at times. The challenge of the first wave was enormous. You came to a world that was still strongly rooted in the karmic cycle, at a time when spirituality and higher consciousness were little understood. Many of you faced intense emotional difficulties, and some even seriously considered leaving this world prematurely. This feeling of not belonging, the sense that Earth is too heavy for you, is a defining characteristic of this first wave. You came as pioneers to open the way, and many of you bear emotional scars from that journey. However, it is important to remember that without you, the subsequent waves would have faced even greater challenges. You, of the first wave, were those who volunteered to carry the weight of a sleeping humanity in a world still dominated by old energies of pain and suffering. You were the first to feel the weight of this burden, and this often manifested as intense sadness, loneliness, or even depression. It was not uncommon for many of you, from an early age, to have a deep sensitivity to the suffering of others, feeling as if you were absorbing the pain of the world around you. The injustices and violence of Earth seemed unbearable, and the sense of helplessness in the face of these realities made your path extremely challenging. Moreover, many of you from the first wave felt a deep disconnection with established social and cultural structures. You may have struggled to adapt to conventional norms of work, relationships, and even religion. Society's expectations seemed irrelevant to you, and although you tried to fit in, you often found yourself questioning the purpose of these rules. As spiritual pioneers, you knew on a deep level that there was something much greater beyond the conventions of the physical world. Life, for you, was always more than a sequence of material events. There was always a sense that something spiritual and transcendent was lurking, waiting to be discovered, but that at the same time seemed distant from everyday reality. Another significant aspect of this first wave is the internal resistance to violence and injustice. Many of you may have felt an extreme aversion to any form of conflict or oppression, even on a small scale. Seeing people hurt each other, whether emotionally or physically, caused you deep pain. And this distaste for human cruelty, combined with the feeling of not belonging, may have made you withdraw, seeking refuge in your inner world. You are without a doubt sensitive souls, and this sensitivity is both a blessing and a burden, because, while it allows you to perceive subtle energies and have a deep spiritual connection, it also makes you deeply feel the chaos and pain of the world. Despite all this, your mission was always clear, even if you did not fully understand it for much of your journey. You came to plant the seeds of change. Although this change may not have been visible to many, the energies you anchored on Earth opened doors that had been closed for millennia. You brought light where there was only darkness, and although the results of this may not have been immediately apparent, you began a process of transformation that continues to unfold today. The generations that came after you walked in a world that, while still challenging, was beginning to awaken thanks to the quiet and often lonely work you did. Therefore, it is essential that you, a first-wave volunteer, recognize the importance of your role. You are the pioneers, the ones who faced the initial darkness so that others could walk with more ease. The emotional scars you bear are marks of courage, not defeat. You endured the weight of a sleeping world, and although that burden was heavy, your mission was of vital importance. Thanks to you, Ascension energies are now available to all who are ready to receive them. The second wave, the beacons of light. The second wave of volunteers began arriving a few decades after the first, and their characteristics are quite different. If you are part of this second wave, your mission does not involve as much direct action as it does generating energy. You are the beacons of light, those who emit positive and healing energy just by your presence. You are like antennas, receiving and transmitting divine energy to those around you, without necessarily needing to do anything grand or extraordinary. Your mere presence on this planet already makes a huge difference. While the second wave's mission is less about doing and more about being, this does not mean that your role is passive. On the contrary, you are constantly helping to balance the planet's energies, dissolving the denser frequencies and paving the way for new ways of being. The impact of your presence is profound, even if it is not immediately recognized. If you are part of this second wave, you may have noticed that you deeply affect the people around you, even without trying. Perhaps you have noticed that when you enter a room, people become calmer, more balanced, or that simply by being present, you help heal others. Your energy is healing, transformative, and you came to Earth with the purpose of raising the planet's vibration just by being who you are. Another striking aspect of the second wave is your natural inclination towards inner silence and meditation. Many of you find comfort in moments of introspection, connecting with your higher self and cosmic energies. This deep connection with the divine is what keeps you aligned with your mission, even when the external world seems chaotic. You don't need external validation to know that you are on the right path. Your inner compass, always aligned with the light, guides you. Unlike the first wave, many of you in the second wave may not feel a deep discomfort with life on Earth, but still prefer to avoid creating karmic bonds. You tend to maintain a certain emotional distance from people, often preferring to live more isolated, without forming large families or getting involved in deep relationships that could generate new karmic cycles. This is because you know, on a subconscious level, that your mission here is temporary and that you need to keep your energy free of ties to fulfill your role. You are like the calm before a storm of transformation, energetically preparing the ground so that the following waves can act more easily. If you are part of this wave, know that your contribution is invaluable because without this energetic stabilization, planetary ascension would be much more turbulent. Just as lighthouses guide ships safely through the night, you guide humanity with your light, even though many are still unaware of your influence. The third wave, the children of the new Earth. The third wave of volunteers consists of today's children and youth, often called indigo children, crystal children, or rainbow children. These are the most evolved souls that have ever incarnated on Earth. They come with their energies already adjusted to the frequencies of the new Earth and possess abilities and wisdom far beyond their years. These children are incredibly intelligent, intuitive, and sensitive, and often stand out for their ability to learn quickly and question the old systems that still govern the world. What differentiates them is their natural and immediate connection with the principles of harmony, truth, and justice. From a young age, they demonstrate an aversion to systems that perpetuate inequalities or limit the expression of each being's true essence. They are revolutionaries in spirit, but not necessarily through confrontation or conflict. Their revolution is silent, based on presence, wisdom, and the ability to inspire change by example. One of the most remarkable characteristics of these souls is their highly developed intuition. They know, often without understanding how, what is right and what needs to change. This inner wisdom is a compass that guides them to question what is imposed, always seeking new ways to approach life. Their intelligence goes beyond traditional academic learning. They possess a type of cosmic wisdom that seems innate, as if they have lived many lives in higher dimensions and brought this experience with them. Therefore, these children and young people often have difficulty adapting to social structures such as the educational system or even the traditional family environment. They may feel that the imposed norms are outdated or unnecessary, and are often misunderstood by teachers, parents, and authority figures who still operate under the old energies. This conflict can generate frustration both for them and those around them. But it is important to remember that this resistance is not purposeless stubbornness. It is a reflection of their highly evolved soul, which knows that the world needs new paradigms to flourish. If you are a parent or caregiver of one of these children, you may be facing challenges trying to find ways to guide them in a world that is still in transition. The important thing is to understand that they did not come to fit into old molds, but to gently break them and build something new in their place. It is essential to offer these souls the space to express their creativity, explore the world through their own eyes, and challenge norms without being repressed. By supporting them, you are directly contributing to the construction of the new earth. These children also have a deep connection with nature and subtle energies. They often feel more at peace outdoors, in contact with the elements, and may demonstrate healing abilities or an affinity with spiritual realms from an early age. Their energetic sensitivity allows them to perceive what many cannot, from the emotions of those around them to the more subtle energies permeating the environment. They may, for example, feel when a space is charged with negativity, or when a person is vibrating at a low frequency, which can lead them to withdraw or seek a more harmonious space. In a world still dominated by noise and distractions, these children and young people often seek moments of solitude and introspection. For them, silence and calm are sources of recharge and connection with their own essence. Encouraging these practices and creating a welcoming and peaceful environment can help these souls flourish to their full potential. Furthermore, these souls have already come to Earth with DNA prepared for the higher frequencies of the new Earth. This means that they are not subject to the same awakening processes that many from the first and second waves faced. They already possess awakened consciousness and a well-defined mission. Unlike many adults who have gone through long periods of confusion or spiritual search, these children already know, instinctively, what their role is and what they need to do. They may not know how to express this in words, but their actions and choices reflect this clarity of purpose. Thus, it is evident that the future of Earth is in the hands of these extraordinary souls. They are the key to unlocking the next level of planetary evolution, and their presence here is a sign that Ascension is already well underway. They bring with them the promise of a world where truth, love, and unity will be the foundations of all societies. And as they continue to grow and develop their abilities, they will also continue to silently influence everyone around them, helping to accelerate the collective awakening process. Finally, the mission of these children is very clear: to help build the new Earth. They are the architects of the future, and it is up to us, as guardians and supporters, to create the conditions for them to manifest their full potential. By welcoming their wisdom, sensitivity, and worldview, we are paving the way for true planetary transformation. Therefore, my friends, what is happening now is an unprecedented event in Earth's and the universe's history. Earth is ascending to a new dimension, a new level of existence. This ascension process does not only involve Earth, it involves the entire cosmos. All advanced civilizations are watching with great interest what is happening here, because this has never happened before. An entire Earth, with all its inhabitants, is moving to a new frequency, a new reality, and this is something that has never been achieved before. The ascension of Earth is a process of vibrational elevation. This means that the planet's frequencies are changing, becoming lighter, faster, and purer. And to accompany this change, the human body also needs to adjust. Many of you may already be feeling the effects of these changes in your own bodies. Symptoms such as unexplained fatigue, joint pain, heart palpitations, dizziness, depression, and even changes in appetite may be signs that your body is adjusting to Earth's new frequencies. These changes can be uncomfortable at first, but they are part of the adaptation process. Your physical body needs to become lighter, more fluid, so you can keep up with the planet's vibrational changes. For many, this means changes in diet, lifestyle, and even interpersonal relationships. You may feel a growing need to distance yourself from negative environments, to let go of old habits, and to reconnect with your spiritual essence. These changes are natural and necessary for you to successfully pass through the Ascension portal. The role of the chosen ones, of the 3 waves of volunteers, is crucial to the success of this process. You came to Earth with the purpose of helping humanity make this transition smoothly and harmoniously. Without your presence, without your light, Earth would have much more difficulty raising its vibration. You are the beacons of light guiding humanity to the new Earth, and even if you don't realize it, your work here is of extreme importance. Earth's ascension is not an automatic process. It requires effort, awareness, and above all, choice. Every human being has the choice to accompany or not this change. Earth is moving to a new frequency, and all those who wish to follow it must be willing to leave behind fear, karma, and old behavior patterns that keep them tied to the old energy. This is the great challenge of Ascension, to leave behind what no longer serves and embrace the new. For many, this means letting go of fear. Fear is the densest emotion there is, and it hinders spiritual progress. It keeps people trapped in destructive behavior patterns and prevents them from fully living their mission as chosen souls. Letting go of fear is essential to ascend, and this includes the fear of change, the fear of losing control, and the fear of the unknown. The new Earth is calling, and to enter it, it is necessary to trust the process and know that you are being divinely guided. This is a time of cycle closures and opening to the new. Many of you may be feeling that you are completing important phases in your lives, ending relationships, jobs, or behavior patterns that no longer serve. This is part of the ascension process. The new Earth requires you to be free from the burdens of the past, ready to embrace a new beginning. And this new beginning is full of promises. The new Earth will be a place of peace, harmony, cooperation, and unconditional love. The old forms of power, control, and fear will no longer have a place in this new reality. Instead, the new Earth will be built on the principles of unity, compassion, and truth. As a chosen one, you are here to help manifest this new reality. The call is clear. Release what no longer serves, trust the process, and be ready to become a co-creator of the new Earth. You were chosen to be here at this moment, and your presence is essential to the success of this great transition. You are part of something grand, something that is shaping the future, not only of Earth, but of the entire cosmos. Your mission as a chosen one is clear. Bring light, healing, and transformation to this world. Even though it may seem difficult at times, remember that you are not alone. There are many other chosen ones scattered across the planet, all working together at different levels and capacities to ensure that Earth's ascension is successful. The new Earth is already being created, and you are part of that creation. The future is in your hands, and your choice to raise your consciousness and live your mission is what will determine the success of this journey. Trust the process, release what no longer serves, and be ready to embrace the new. The Earth needs you. Are you ready to fulfill your role as a chosen one? Respond in the comments. Let your voice be heard. Are you ready to take on this mission and be one of the chosen ones who will help in the ascension to the new Earth?